Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Deauville Racecourse here on Sunday. It's the 6th of August 2023. Gonna look at the featured fifth race from Deauville, but before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5 for more selections for race courses around the world, and I mean it around the world. Let's look at this featured fifth race from Deauville, which is the Group 1 PRIX MAURICE deGheest Stakes. It's a Group 1 event for Class 1 horses going for a $403,500 purse. Race for 3-year-olds and upwards. We have 10 horses contesting 1,300 meters or 6.5 furlongs on the Deauville turf course. I love the 5-horse here. Spycatcher is a top selection. Let's go 5-2 in your forecast exacta. 5-2 forecast exacta. Top selection of 5-horse Spycatcher. 5-year-old gelding here of Vidamos. Carl Burke trains. Maxime Guillon gets the mount. The horse's most recent outing came on the 9th of July locally here at Deauville. 6 furlongs on soft ground in the Group 3 Prix de Race de Orange Stakes, and he won by 3 lengths that day. I need a dream trip stalking down the middle of the race course. When he quickened up, he went away with it. A very good, strong performance, and not the world's toughest Group 3, but it was still a very good race over the course. Coming here, stepping up in class, I don't think it's the deepest the Maurice deGheest Stakes that we've ever had. I think he should get a good, forwardly paced trip, and I think he could get away with it. I like that he has a recent race over the course that's been very nicely run. 2 back he ran on, that was on a 9-day break. The 1st July was his previous race at Newcastle off the bench. 6 furlongs in the Group 3 Chip Chase Stakes. He finished second by a neck that day. I think he might have needed the race. He just kind of stalked. He couldn't catch Tiberflow, who had the jump on him, but he ran his heart out. He only lost by a neck, so it was a decent race, but he needed the race there. And 13th of May at Ascot, 7 furlongs in a Class 1 Heritage Handicap. He finished 4th by 4 1/4 lengths that day. The 2 in front of him were much the best. I just don't think he was traveling so decently with that quick 7 furlongs. He won over 7 at Thirsk before that, but he had everything his own way. He won, and they ran a slow 7 furlongs. In that novice race, he won by 3 3/4 lengths, and he won under a very easy ride. And it was basically a paid workout, like we called stateside. And then his final race of 2022 in the Chip Chase at Newcastle during the Northumberland meeting, he finished 10th by 13 lengths and just didn't show a lot. He only started a couple times last year, and he just wasn't really running. Something must have went amiss because you didn't see the horse for nearly 8 months after. But this year, he's been getting better and better. Coming here to Group 1 quality horses, or to a Group 1, I don't think it's Group 1 quality horse, not the deepest race like I said. I expect him to really run a good race. I think the 2-horse Brad the Brief for David Egan and Hugo Palmer wouldn't surprise me if this horse ends up in the winner's circle. Most recently at Chester last month in a 7 furlong listed stakes, he finished 5th by 4 lengths that day, and he just never got the good turn of foot. Prior to that in the Chip Chase, he finished 4th by 5 1/4 lengths again. He just needs something more. And then the Champions, he was facing way tough competition, not nearly as tough as today's competition. But if he could run a race like the Greenland Stakes at like he ran last year at the Curragh, or even like that novice race at Haydock like he ran last spring, he could definitely win. His 2-year-old form wasn't bad at all. He actually came to France ready as a 2-year-old in the Prix Saint-Oise at Chantilly in October 2021, where he finished second by a half a length behind EGOT, who's running back this one today. EGOT really took off clear, but this horse was tracking decently. The form recently hasn't been so good, but I do think the cutback and trips would suit him well. I'm going to give him a shot here. I think he'll see a good pace to close up into. But to recap my selection for the 5th from Deauville, it's to Group 1 PRIX MAURICE deGheest. Going to take the 5-horse Spycatcher. Give kudos to the 2-horse Brad the Thief. 5-2 forecast exacta. Use them both in your multi-race. So good luck to all, and please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5. Good luck, everybody.